there, this is John from Commercial Real Estate Online. Welcome to the program. This is the show where we like to share tips, tools and ideas in commercial real estate brokerage around the world. So welcome. The website to contact us is commercial-realestate-training.com. At the website we share plenty of tips, tools and ideas in commercial real estate brokerage, sales, leasing and property management, office, industrial and retail. And so for today's program, grab your notebook, grab a cup of coffee and listen to the program a couple of times, because there will be ideas here that you can use in your real estate business today. So let's get on with the audio and I'll catch you at the other end. Hi there, this is John from Commercial Real Estate Online. Welcome to the program. This is a very special program today that I have selected for listing agents to help them improve their listing presentations. Indeed, this particular audio program is part of our course, which is the Listing Agents course. And you can check that out below if you find these ideas helpful to what you're trying to achieve with listing conversion. So listings today are so important. The real estate market is changing. It's going to be a very active market for a few years. So get involved with the market and, of course, create listings, because that is what it's all about. As I said, if you want more of these particular ideas as part of the course, you can check that out at the link below. And, of course, our website is commercial-realestate-training.com. So we'll now get into the program. Listen to it a couple of times, because the 9 different ideas that I give you here will certainly drive your listing conversions higher. That's what you want. So here's the audio. I'll catch you at the other end. So let's look at commercial real estate presentations. Those presentations that you undertake with clients or prospects to win the business. Doesn't matter what sort of business it might be. It could be sales, leasing, or even property management. So let's look at presentations. In commercial real estate brokerage today, most of the presentations that you make will be competitive, of course. There will be other agents chasing the same listing with many enticements and alternatives of marketing. There will be discounts and all sorts of other enticements to get the client to listen to that particular agent. Therefore, your presentation must be the best for you to stand out as a chance of winning the listing. Expect that every listing presentation that you make will be competitive. Expect that the client will be talking to other agents. That is the average approach. That is what happens with most listing situations. So I go back to the point. What can you do to stand out as the best agent for the solution that the client needs? That question really does need a specific answer. In one simple phrase, your presentation must be relevant and specific to the property, the client, and the market. So everything you say and do is then tuned down into those 3 things. The days of generic marketing are well gone. It is worth saying, of course, that specific marketing processes only apply to exclusive listings. That's worth remembering, because indeed most of your listings should be converted exclusively. If the client is only going to give you an open listing, which of course we've heard many times before, then everything in that listing process becomes a lot more ordinary. So here is a tip. Any genuine client in a sale or a leasing scenario does not want to be ordinary or an experiment in marketing. They want a result. So your recommendations are of top quality and indeed strategically your advantage if you do it right. It will be hard for the client to ignore or overlook your proposal if you are honing down into the client, the property and the market, making your comments very specific, deep and relevant. So it stands to reason that a top quality presentation will be of attraction and highly relevant to the client if you do it correctly. You cannot be generic. You simply cannot do that. Today's market demands more of us. It demands more of you as you win your business. Every meeting opportunity with a client, every presentation opportunity with a client has to be so good. If you focus your efforts in this way, you have a much better chance of winning the exclusive listing. Not the open listing, but the exclusive listing, and that's what you want. That should be your process. That should be your target. So here are some well-proven ways to attract the client's interest in a proposal and a presentation about commercial, industrial, or retail property. It can be in sales, leasing, or property management. Tune things, say things, strategically so. Be different, be real, be very relevant. You are the agent. You have to stand out as the agent of choice in the client's situation. So indeed, you can say that you must know entirely what the client is thinking and needing with their property situation. So from this particular list that I'm about to give you, of course you can add to the list based on your location and your preferred property types. Maybe also the market circumstances. So let's go into these items to see how you can use them in your location. Number 1, check out that property thoroughly, comprehensively, deeply. Then when you understand that property, you can deal with the strengths, the weaknesses, and the opportunities. And you can do that as part of the presentation. When you do that, the client will see that you really do understand what's going on out there with their property in that location, with the competition, all of that. Number 2, understand the client. It directly follows from the previous point, which was all about the property itself. So in understanding the client, they will have pressures and requirements to solve the property pain issue at the back of their mind. Now, the pain might actually be an opportunity. It might be a challenge. You don't know. But you have to resolve the pain issue. Get to the bottom of the facts, what they're thinking about, what frustrates them, the questions that they have, and then, of course, give them the information and the strategy to move ahead. When you resolve that pain issue for the client, you stand a good chance of winning the listing. Number 3, research the competition. That, of course, will be the other agents and the properties in the location. Those agents and properties can create complications, challenges, strategic differences. Maybe because of those other properties, you have to do things differently. Maybe the marketing, your approach with your listing that you're going to bring to the market needs to be differently structured, perhaps timed. Maybe the methods of sale or lease need to be different. But when you know the competition that's out there, the other properties particularly, you can make deeper recommendations for your marketing campaigns so that you are matching in to what's available, what you can do, and how you can get a better result. The client wants to hear about strategies, not about generic stuff about how long you've been in the market and what you know. That's irrelevant. The client wants to know what you are going to do with their property, why that is the case, what you see, how you are going to build on that particular property with better stories, better information. So let's go to number 4. Know the market as to the enquiries, the prices, and the rents. That is, knowing the property market. Decide how your listing will achieve market results and why that will be the case. Your property has to have some advantage that you can use when it comes to taking it to the market today. What are the advantages that you can use, talk about, perhaps even put in the marketing itself, in the advertising, that sort of thing. Always go deeper. When you go deeper on the facts that you're talking about, you'll find some leverage points. That's the way it works. So point number 5 is all about setting the target audience of buyers or tenants. Now you might say it's a bit logical. Most agents will do that generically so. They'll talk about investors or business owners, whatever the case may be, but they don't go deep enough. When you define the target audience of buyers or tenants, you go deep into where they are, what they are looking for, how you can tap into them, when you're going to do that, how the campaigns will be tuned to do that, and how you will update the client as part of that. Isn't that amazingly deep? Of course it is. And guess what? Most agents don't do that. So match the marketing campaign for your listing, your property listing that you're pitching for, to the people that will find the property of benefit or value. Are they investors? Are they business owners? Are they local tenants? They may even be developers. You can see that the definition of the target audience will allow you to go very deep into the strategies of marketing for that particular property, and that is what you should be doing. So let's go to point number 6. Use your database as leverage. Most agents have a database of some sort. In most cases, that database is perhaps okay, a bit average, out of date, not used enough, that sort of thing. So if you use your database as leverage, it should be up to date. You should be able to create shortlists of people for particular property situations in buying, in selling, in leasing. For example, tell your client or your prospect about the shortlist of people to whom you will show the property to when it is listed, and then talk about how you will do that, how you will take those people, that shortlist of people, to the property, when that will happen, how you will take them into the property, and what you will show them about the asset. Again, you can see the point that is going very deeply into the activities that you are bringing to the listing. In doing that, you are being very strategic in your approach, and you're putting yourself forward as the agent of choice. Because, guess what? Most of the other agents won't do that. Number 7, develop 3 marketing strategies or campaigns. That is so the client has some alternatives to work with. Perhaps they have a budgetary constraint that they haven't shared with you. Those 3 marketing strategies as part of a vendor-paid marketing campaign approach will allow the client to have some choices or alternatives to work with, something that they can afford. Most clients don't want to waste time when it comes to their property in the market today. They want a result. They want a strategic approach. That's where the 3 marketing strategies are good, because today, of course, we have many different marketing tools to use, and we will always have new marketing tools to use when it comes to commercial, industrial, and retail property. So the question then is for you, how will you use those things very definitely, specifically, consistently so? What will you do with those things? Think about online marketing. Think about the portals. Think about how you will craft your advertisement with better words, sentences, displays like photography, dot points. Simple strategies in marketing will help people see that advertisement. And you can talk about that in the ways in which you are approaching the property listing with your client or prospect. One particular good way to make your advertisements stand out is to use a Thesaurus. And you can download a Thesaurus on your phone. It's perhaps the most valuable app I have ever used in commercial real estate. It's always on my phone. So what would I do with that? Let's say I would craft an advertisement for the property. It might be maybe 200 words, a few dot points, maybe something like that. Now you can do that over a couple of cups of coffee, of course. That's fine. But then when you sit down and look at the advertisement, if you're like me, you will understand that most of the words that you have used are pretty generic and ordinary that most other agents in the location will be using. So what do you then do? You simply go to the app on your phone, the Thesaurus, and you type in the average words from your advertisement. Maybe you'll pick 5 or 6 words. You'll type them into the Thesaurus, and you will have better words to use, which are more professional, more attractive. They capture the eye of the reader. They take the reader further into the unique attributes of the property to make it better for you. And indeed, a good advertisement, well crafted with good words, will always create more inquiry, and that is exactly what you want. So the app on your phone is going to cost you maybe $8 or $9, not a lot of money at all. And it is the most effective app I have ever used in commercial real estate. When I'm working with marketing material, advertisements, editorials, anything like that, I do the first draft, of course. Then I go and get another coffee, come back, get the app going in my phone. I type in the key words from the draft that I have created, and then I look at the alternatives that come up. And always, without fail, there are better words for me to substitute into the draft that I already had crafted a short while ago. It's a very powerful way of making your advertisements more readable, more attractive, more interesting, and of course that helps you create more inquiry. So number 8, the exclusive listings in today's market are necessary. They are necessary for you, obviously, so you can control your market. You want that. Exclusive listings are good, of course. I should say that you shouldn't be wasting your time with open listings. That's the general rule. It's only a fallback strategy if you have to go there. Open listings you would do if you really want to quote a particular property for a certain reason. And that's usually because you believe you have buyers or there's some opportunity there for you to work with. So let's go back to the exclusive listing fact. You are locking up that listing to your services, your strategies, your ideas, your particular processes, which you have already spoken about with the client as part of the presentation. The exclusive listing gives you the right to do more with that property, more deeply, more directly, more professionally. And the client then knows that you are the agent of choice to do this very, very well. So give the client some timelines. And that leads me to the next point. Point number 9, the last point. Use a Gantt chart to show your perceived progress and your identified strategy. A Gantt chart is a simple timeline chart that you can create on an Excel spreadsheet and revert to a PDF. Now, when you do that, the client can see day 1, that's today. They can then see week 1, week 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And in those weeks, over a timeline, you'll be doing certain things that are critical to actually getting results with that particular client, with their property. And you have defined to the client exactly what they want. You've shown them that you really understand what they want, and you are going to show them how you are going to get there. And the Gantt chart is the timeline approach in color over the next 8 to 12 weeks about your strategy, your target market, your marketing, your communications, your process of making things different in the location, tapping into the local business owners, the local investors, getting the message out there, all of those things. That Gantt chart timeline process is so deep, so direct, so professional. Of course, the marketing process with every property today is complex. It should be, especially with an exclusive listing. So this chart will show the client that you are really going to do certain things that they cannot ignore. And you're also going to show them when you are going to do that. So I've mentioned 9 different things here for you, and I'm going to recap on them now so you can understand the importance of each of them when it comes to winning a commercial real estate presentation. Let's recap on these. I'll give you the brief summary, and of course you can check them off on a checklist. Number 1, check out the property thoroughly. Number 2, understand the client deeply. Number 3, research the competition in the zone. Number 4, know the market as to the inquiries, the prices, the rents, all of that. Number 5, set the target audience of buyers or tenants to the property and the client. Number 6, use your database as leverage in the presentation conversation. Number 7, develop 3 marketing strategies that you can use, and then show the client the timelines. Number 8, exclusive listings are an absolute necessity. Use it. And lastly, number 9, get that Gantt chart going from an Excel spreadsheet. Easy to do. Very, very simple. So the critical issue here in winning a listing is for you to be specific and not generic. Please get to the facts of the property and the client and understand the property for what it is and what it requires to solve the client's challenge of marketing and finding that valuable buyer or seller. In listing the property and getting a timely result for that client. You are the strategic point of view. You are the powerful point of difference if you pitch yourself correctly, deeply and professionally in your property presentation. That's it. That's the rules. Go forward and win more listings in your presentations. And so that is the program for today. As I said earlier, it's actually part of a listing agents course that we have online for our friends around the world. And you can check out that course at the link below, because there are many ideas to help you improve your listing outcomes. Isn't that what it's all about? I go back to my point earlier that this is an amazing market which is changing very quickly, significantly so. There'll be a lot of real estate opportunity out there. Sales and leasing particularly, property management in a different way. So make sure you are involved in getting more listings. As I said, check out the course if you wish to get more programs like this to help you stay on track with your listing conversions. So this is John signing off for today. I'll catch you again very soon online with more ideas in commercial real estate brokerage around the world. Catch you soon. And so that is the program for you today. Plenty of ideas there that you can implement in your real estate business. It is an amazing industry. You can do many different things and grow your market through specifically focusing on the right activities each and every day. Consistency is the way to achieve brokerage growth over time. So don't forget to visit our website, which is commercial-real-estate-training.com, and I'll catch you there with more ideas in brokerage around the world. This is John signing off for now. I'll catch you again very soon online. Catch you soon.